Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a early Sunday evening episode of Ted's Cellar, the premier alcohol review show here on YouTube, with me, your most gracious host, Ted. Again, sorry that the episode's been a bit thin on the ground recently. I've been trying to refocus my energy and find my groove again, but I thought I'd put out an episode today so you guys at least have a video for this week, and I will try to put out one or two at least for next week as well. I'm going to try and get the aforementioned Carling, or History of Carling, episode out probably before the end of the year at the very least, and I also want to try and get at least one other mini documentary out before the end of the year as well. I'm going to try my hand at doing mini documentaries about other stuff to do with food and drink as well, and maybe history as well, because I did study that at university. And yeah, I did have a rather nice visit from my dad and his wife, my stepmum, today. And they brought me some gifts from a recent work trip to the lovely country that is Belgium. And one of the things they got me, which I'm very excited to present to you guys today, is a nice looking Belgian blonde beer called Durbury.Z here. Now, I did look up the brewery. I couldn't find out a lot of information about them, but I'm pretty sure it's by Brasserie Lupulus. I might be completely butchering the pronunciation of that, so again, for anyone who's from Belgium who speaks either French or Flemish, then I do apologise about that. Although Belgium's ethnic and sort of linguistic makeup is actually really interesting. It's a hugely diverse country, but there are parts of the country that speak, well, I mean, a lot of it speaks France, especially on the western side with the border with France, but no, there's parts of the country that also speak German and Dutch and Flemish. It's a really interesting country, a country with a lot of dark history, but fascinating history for sure. So yeah, I'm very much interested to have this, because even though I've said before my favourite countries for alcohol in general are probably places like the UK, France and Italy, still to this day my favourite country for beer specifically, Belgium. And yeah, I'm interested to see what this is like, because it's a 6.8%er, so traditionally Belgian beer, it's obviously going to be quite strong. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. And it says here, it's a top fermented blonde craft beer with a second fermentation in the bottle. So it's actually double fermented. So this could be very intense, and I'm looking forward to it. I will say though, I didn't get a really good feel for the art design on the label earlier. Now, it's applied a little bit unevenly to the bottle, but I mean, I'm not going to, pick any bones about that. It's a pretty minor gripe, in all honesty. But the design and the colours of the label are really nice. On the back, you've got black background with gold outline and white writing, and on the front, you've got sort of a artsy kind of sort of like drawing of like a Belgian street there, and then you've obviously, as you can see there, you've got black writing and some gold writing against a white and grey background with that art design sort of drawing of a traditional Belgian street, and it looks really nice actually. Yeah, it's got a bit of a classical feel to it, but with a slight modern art design tint around the edge. Really nice, very simple, but I like it. So I'll give the design of the bottle and the label a very respectable, I think 8.25 out of 10. Looks very good actually, yeah. No, very nice. So, where is it? There we are. There's the bottle opener. Alright. Let's give it a quick snifter in the bottle. As always, we obviously have to temper our expectations with the smell in the container, because it does usually not have quite as much room to breathe. Although there was that beer we reviewed recently where the smell in the can was actually better than in the glass. I can't remember who that was from. Was it Unbarred? Might have been, but let's have a quick snifter of this to see what our first impressions are like. Oh yeah, that does smell strong. Again, Belgian beer, it's going to be quite strong anyway. Not much room to tell, but it's a nice sort of hoppy-ish blonde beer smell, so yeah, I mean, it smells nice, like 6 out of 10, but like it's just not much to identify. I mean, I can't really tell much about the nose from it in the bottle, so we'll pour it into a glass here and see what our impressions are like of the smell in the glass and of the colour of the drink. And as we can see here, it's got a slightly more, a very minutely hazier version of like the same kind of hue that you'd see in something like Cellar or Kronenbourg actually. Like it's got a kind of similar colour to those kind of beers, but just a little bit cloudier, but like 5 or 10% cloudier. It's very, very like a minute sense of cloudiness. And there's like some of the fermented materials in the bottom of the glass there, so you can definitely see it's going to be quite strong. Yeah, no, that's going to be really, really strong. I can already smell it's quite... Ooh, it's actually quite a subtle nose when it's in the glass, actually. Very subtle nose, actually. Yeah, that's nice. It's got much of the same nose, so it's a little bit hoppy after smell with a gold beer, blonde beer kind of main flavour, but no, it's just really simple, but it's really nice. Yeah, honestly, I'll give the nose a good 9 out of 10. It smells lovely. You can tell it's quite strong, but the smell of it doesn't linger in the nostrils for too long. It's a very smooth nose, so yeah, 9 out of 10. This smells lovely, honestly. But as always, we won't know what the sucker is really like until we have our quick palate cleanser before we're tasting it. So, as always, drink responsibly and drink water. And then, on to the most important part of the video, which is to see what this sucker tastes like. So, to everyone at home, I hope you have a good week ahead. I hope your weekend has been either fun or productive, or both. For this video at least, bottoms up. Not quite the smoothest texture as some other Belgian beers, but it's got a definite like vibrant liveliness to it in terms of the texture. So it's not the smoothest texture by the standards of Belgian beers, but it's still smooth enough to drink compulsively and in a way that's like easy to go down. So it's not like it's hard to swallow or it's like got a bad mouthfeel at all. It's just not quite as smooth as I'd like it to be from a Belgian beer, but there is this kind of like heavy texture to it which kind of helps like reinforce the full-bodiedness of the flavours. I don't know how to describe it. It's not like a malty texture, but it's kind of like, it's hard to describe. It's kind of like is a texture that you'd expect from a thick malty beer, but without the malty flavour. So it kind of has a similar texture to something like actually, you know what? The texture it reminds me of is actually really similar to that of San Miguel, but a bit lighter and without the malty flavour. And then the flavour itself is really nice. It's really simple and refreshing, actually. You've got what tastes like a nice, heavily fermented Belgian blonde beer with a slight hoppiness in the middle. It's not like the same kind of way that a hoppiness manifests in like an IPA or something. It's not like that bitter sort of you know what I mean? But it's more of a subtle bitterness that kind of goes throughout and then fizzles out once you get towards the finish. And it just kind of undercuts everything really nicely because the main flavour there is it's a very simple sort of like wheaty blonde beer flavour that's like minutely sweet. It's very slightly florally, but it's mainly just like very straightforward, like nice, refreshing, like crisp beer taste. And then yeah, you've got a sort of slightly heavier hoppiness kind of undercutting it a little bit. That kind of bitterness just kind of undercuts the lightness and the sweetness of it and just makes it a little bit more of a balanced taste. Yeah, no, it's really nice actually. Really, really enjoying this. It's compulsively drinkable primarily based off the flavour. And I'm not saying that in the way that like the texture is bad. Like I said, the mouthfeel is nice. It's just not the smoothest. But in a way, it's not too much of a gripe because it actually does kind of work quite well with the mixture of, you know, multiple vibrant and light flavours combined with the heavy texture and sort of like that slight heavier maltiness as well. So, no, this is really good. Really well balanced flavour. Not the smoothest texture, but it's not like super unsmooth, and it's not a massive gripe in this case, to be honest. And more importantly, the texture does complement flavour really, really well. So, as far as a craft Belgian beer goes, this is one of the better ones I've had, and I definitely would recommend this. Yeah, so this is definitely a buy if you ever see this in the shops and you want to get a Belgian beer that's a bit more modern and crafty. Yeah, definitely go for this. It's really nice, especially if you like top fermented beers as well. This is one of the nicer ones I've had in recent times for sure. So in terms of the rating for the drink itself, I think I'm going to go for 8 point... I'm going to go 8.5. This is really, really nice. I was kind of tossing up between... no, you know what? Yeah, I'll go with 8.5. Yeah, I think it's pretty damn good actually, and I would go out of my way to get this again. But yeah, for a 6.8%er, yeah, this doesn't taste that strong. It tastes very like light and refreshing. Although then again, you know, that's kind of the secret power of Belgian beer. Is it's either surprisingly light or surprisingly smooth, or both, to the degree that you don't really notice that a lot of it is either between 6 to 13% ABV, or it's like so dark that you could use it for treacle. But honestly, this is really nice. I am starting to feel the effects of how strong this is. Woo! Okay, so yeah, definitely this can get you sloshed if you drink quite a few of these, but overall, it's a light, refreshing, but strong and full-bodied beer with a texture that could do with some tweaking, but still complements the flavour really, really well. So give it a shot, see what you guys think, and see if you think it is an 8.5 out of 10 like me. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share and subscribe. Leave comments down below for either future suggestions for drinks I should review, food I should review, or just generally video formats. And if you have anything you agreed or disagreed with, particularly in this video, do let me know in the comments section down below. And until next time, if you want to see anything else I do online, I'll leave the links to my social medias in the video description down below. But until next time, just realised I said that twice. Stay safe, have fun with whatever you're doing, don't do anything I wouldn't do, wash your hands, drink responsibly, have some water in between your drinks, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. Bye bye for now. Nice.